free talk while the thing's on.
Grumpy Granny, with her colourful hair curlers and bright lipstick, was out for her evening stroll, pitchfork in hand, walking towards the nearby billabong. The sun was setting, casting an eerie glow over the landscape, and the sounds of the Australian bush began to fill the air. She hummed a tune as she walked, thinking about her ambitions of becoming a rap star. Yo, yo, yo! I'm Grumpy Granny, baby. Her sharp eyes scanned the path ahead, because living in Australia, there are some very dangerous snakes in the wild at dusk. As she neared the billabong, she noticed something unusual. There, lying on the ground, was a very disgruntled-looking octopus. His tentacles were sprawled out, and he seemed to be mumbling under his breath, clearly annoyed about something. "Well, what do we have here?" Grumpy Granny said, her hands on her hips and her voice a mix of curiosity and amusement as she recognised her friend Octo, the disgruntled octopus. She approached Octo cautiously, her pitchfork ready just in case, as he seemed to be even more disgruntled than he usually was. Octo looked up, his eyes widening in surprise.
"Oh, it's you, Granny. I've lost my beloved treasure chest of toys and all these different things, and I'm so tired from looking for it, and I was hoping I could find a place to rest. But this billabong is haunted."
Granny raised an eyebrow. "Crikey, mate! Haunted, you say? By what on earth could be haunting this place?" Octo sighed, his tentacles drooping.
"By the spirits of the tree octopus. They won't leave me alone. I just want some peace and quiet, but they keep whispering and rustling in the gum leaves."
Grumpy Granny chuckled. "Well, we'll see about that. No spirit can scare me away." She stepped closer to the billabong, her pitchfork held high. "Show yourselves, ghostly bush spirits! What business do you have with my friend here?" For a moment there was silence. Then the wind picked up, and the leaves began to rustle more fiercely. Whispering voices filled the air. But Grumpy Granny stood her ground, her sharp voice cutting through the noise. "Enough of this nonsense!" she shouted. "Leave Octo alone and go and teach your ghostly friends to suck eggs, or you'll have me to deal with." The whispers grew louder, then suddenly stopped. The wind died down and the leaves settled. The air grew calm, and an eerie silence fell over the billabong. Octo looked around, his eyes wide with excitement.
"You did it, Granny. They're gone."
Grumpy Granny smiled, her kindly demeanour returning. "Oh, of course I did. No spirit is a match for Grumpy Granny." Octo sighed in relief, his tentacles slowly curling in relaxation.
"Thank you, Granny. I don't know what I would have done without you. I need my rest so I can concentrate on my plans for world domination."
Granny patted Octo on the head. "Any time, Octo. Now, let's get you to a safer spot. This billabong might be beautiful, but it's no place for a weary octopus at night time." As they walked away from the billabong, the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, and the sounds of the bush returned to their usual comforting hum. Grumpy Granny and Octo, the now slightly less disgruntled octopus, continued their evening stroll, knowing that together they could face any spooky challenge that came their way. And that, boys and girls, is the end. Hey,
At last. Oh, sorry.
at last. Welcome, John. It was hard being quiet all that time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I've got no spills, anyone. I'm here on time.
Good. Excellent. Sandra was first in the house too. She was on time. And I was calling out for where is everybody? Rachel's turned up. Graham's here. Aussie Nurse Flipper. Nick is here. And he reckons Octo's eating shrooms. I won't say what Graham said that Octo was doing, what he sounded like he was doing. Christian, Forest Finds Online is here. Rach again. She
Adam.
thought she tried to click out of the video because she thought she was on the wrong channel, which was funny.
Yeah.
Nick says, could you please dye your hair like Granny? Looks good on you. I'll put on one of my colourful wigs for you next week, just for you. Looks like John absolutely loved that story. Yes, he was thoroughly enthralled with it because he's never seen it before.
Saw some of the making. Well,
Yeah.
early pictures.
And there's Peachy uploading on my YouTube uploading night. These oldies got no YouTube etiquette. That's enough of that. All right. Well, we're going to do another quickie fix. Wendy's in the house. So we're going to actually do the fix, though, this time. So instead of me reading out the chat all the time, I will click on the chat, but I won't read them out because everybody will be able to read them on the screen anyway. And that way we'll be able to get into John's listing. How about that?
So
there's his store. Oh, hang on.
Yep.
We need to go here so we can see us.
Are we ready?
Yes. Yeah, I've just got to read one more comment, though, because Peachy said, yeah, let's have a quickie with Gigi.
Everyone's a comic.
Yeah, aren't they?
So now Gigi has no idea what book we're doing. So this is a surprise to her. So we're doing Werner's Pride, which now I've got to change over tab. I go stop sharing and then do it again, or it should come up, didn't it?
No, it should come up.
Doesn't come up and say that, saying stop sharing and then go to an.
Oh, well, yeah. So go if you've got it there, you can swap over from one tab to the other. Clicking up the top.
You can. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
One day we'll get this right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Looks like Peachy's got a new video up.
Yep.
Right. Well, look, and I'm sure this is probably one of your earlier listings, John, and I'm sure immediately you're going to say that you could do a better first photo anyway.
Maybe. I'm here to learn. It's not Mills and Boone, so, I know. I'm learning when it comes to this.
Yeah. So, everyone go over to the Frankston Flipper and watch his video, but only after this. So my suggestion for the photos, I mean, the other ones probably would be still quite okay, but if you want to have matching backgrounds, then redo the whole lot. But so I would have that spine facing onward and be zoomed right in on it.
Okay.
But then I'd also leave out the front cover.
Yep.
So that it's out, and that will fill up the space.
Oh,
does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So almost stand it up with the front cover sitting out.
Yes.
Take care of that. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
So like,
as long as it doesn't break the spine.
Yeah. So you've got your book like that, and just put it like that where you can see the spine, and even though there's nothing on the front cover, but it's more with a book like that. It's more to fill up the space.
Yep.
So it's not and more of a front-on angle, as in. Because in that one, it's sort of looking down a bit.
Yep. So just.
But you only need. You'll find that you won't actually have to angle it out very much at all.
Yep.
To do that, so.
Yep.
It works okay like that.
And what about the next few? Do you still do that, even though there's nothing on? That's front and back, and look at it.
Yeah. You still need to show those. But what I would say is probably the one down the bottom where you can actually see what's written on the spine, the close-up.
Yep.
I would put that as your second photo, because if that's someone that's just having a quick look, that might encourage them. Yes, we've already said that, Sandra. Thank you. Open the book, she said.
Mm.
So it's good. I'm glad someone... so Christian says, photos look fine to me. Christian. Well,
Adam,
yes, they do. They aren't bad, I have to say. I've seen worse, but there is a little bit of improvement that could be had.
And Adam a while ago would have said there's 21 photos too many.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Can you zoom in a little bit on there or no?
I can do whatever you want. Well,
because that
how much
would be good. Oh, that'll do. Just so that I can see a bit. Sandra's suggesting to put the measurements. So put a ruler when you take the length and width of the photo. Which I do that, but
I haven't actually got spare rulers. Do have good intentions, so I'll try to pick them up this in a couple of weeks in Adelaide. There's none.
Yeah.
And with these, you go inches, or would you rather one with both? If I can get it.
Oh, look. To be honest, the only time I use centimetres is if I have to measure a parcel for Australia Post.
Yep.
I use inches for every clothing and everything.
And my centimetre ruler is actually attached to the edge of my desk, so I can just get parcel, go like that, measure it straight away.
Yeah.
I've stuck it.
And that's Well, the only reason I don't do that is because my centimetres ruler is on the opposite side of my inch ruler, so
I
have to turn it over. So let's have a little look at there's a little bit of work. I would do the title differently. So for us, I'd take out the apostrophe inverness because you don't. We don't need it, and it will give you an extra character just in case. And so also take out the word by because you don't need that, and that does not affect search. Because it's a bit like the word a bye. It's a bit like the word the and a. It just doesn't. Yeah. And I'd also I suppose you don't have a first name to say. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at Mrs. Henry Wood. You'll have to with that one. 1880.
With these books, by the way, when I bought it, there were 16 there, of which Mrs. Henry Wood wrote about 12 of them. All the rest were falling apart. They had loose pages and that. They're still there. There's probably about 20 books there now, and they're wanting $50 for them, but they're falling apart, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a
restore. Well, maybe see if this see if this gets any attention and go from there. So I would with the age of that book, it's going to be rare. I mean, I doubt whether you found a lot of other ones listed.
I thought this today, but I thought no, I'm not putting anything on there. So where do we put the word rare?
So I always put it. So I put 1880 rare.
Yep.
And then I put if it's a first edition. Is it a first edition? Do you know?
I don't think it is. I reckon it was written before that.
Before that. So it's a pre-first edition.
No, I reckon.
You mean after?
It was written before 1880, though, because I think this was probably when it was printed. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean they can write them before 1880, but it's when it was first published.
Yeah.
More than anything else. Farts at Jack. Hello, 15-minute quickie, eh? Yes, we're trying. He says it's a -1 edition. Well, if you know that it's a first edition, I always put 1880 rare first edition hardcover. So I would put rare hardcover. So shift your hardcover two between rare. So is London Bentley, is that what's that? What is that?
Publisher, I think. No, that's on the bottom of the spine.
Yeah,
So
which will be the publisher. So
Yeah.
I would can that.
Can it gone?
Yep.
Waste
So then
time.
so we've
Can I
got
put-
that.
No.
So then it's just some keywords about. Do we know what the book's about? Did you find out anything that it's about?
No, I've only met Chat GPT lately. I tried to find out, and it's all they kept on saying was that it's an old book. It was nothing genre or whatever.
What is it? Verner's what is the name of it?
Verner's Pride.
Pride.
By Mrs. Henry Wood.
Right. About. Let's see what my friend Chatty tells us. Okay. It's a Victorian novel that delves into themes of inheritance, family secrets, love, moral integrity. Ooh. All right. What's the other one say? It's giving me two choices. So it's set in the English countryside and follows the fortunes of the Verner family. Lionel Verner. Yeah, tries to uphold honour and justice, faces obstacles that question his resilience and morality. Ooh. Class division. So, okay, that gives me a bit more of a go. So I would then put social class issues.
You got
I'd put antique. We need to put that in there somewhere.
I think that's about it then.
Look at that. ANT. You've got a ANT.
Oh yeah.
IQUE. You've got an extra one in there.
You got the 3 letters.
Nah, I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna before we go any further, I'll just put that down in here because that's what we should all do.
Yes.
So this line's the same in both.
Yep. Correct.
Sorry for taking over for that little bit.
No, go for it. Go for it. All right.
So-
So we've got our author. Yeah, no, you can leave it in there.
Okay,
I do actually put it in there. But yeah. Put the
Okay.
UPC code in, scan it in, John.
Okay.
Very old book. Very oldie, yeah. Okay, so the next thing is you've got your topics. So that's a good way of getting more keywords in. So I would put
Knowledge was books.
so put Victorian. Put classic literature. Is it a leather binding? Do you know? Sandra's asking.
Literature. Now, I failed English the second time round, so, there's a possibility that I may get things wrong.
Yeah, no. And now the next thing you want to put in is, and if you start typing it, it will come up with some options. So start typing relationships. So, and then there's a couple of those that we will pick. So I would pick relationships and parent-child relationships, because you want to put in as many of these as you can.
Relationships, all those three? Or
Yep.
Just
No, all those three is fine.
Yeah.
And then go into social. So social history, social issues, and
social situations, maybe.
yeah, social. Yeah, I mean you could put that, but that's not.
No one's going to look up social situations. I'm sorry. it's yeah.
Well, I mean, someone might look up social, but yeah.
Yeah, they won't look up situations. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not going to. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you keep your hand there, it's like you've got hold of the pitchfork.
Yes, isn't it? Is that the right spot, or am I in the wrong spot?
No, that's right, and I'm feeling a little.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave it there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. There's quite a few in there you've got. Book
Richard-
series. Now, this is another one. So if,
Yeah.
for example, well, if you've got a series, you've got a series. But I always say the first book of that series is the first book of that series, even if that was only a one-off book.
You
Because
put that,
otherwise,
repeat the name then, do you?
I do. Because the reason I do that is because otherwise it keeps popping up in your item specifics.
Oh, yeah.
So if you fill it in, then it won't keep popping up saying fix this item specific.
I don't feel guilty.
So okay, now genre. Okay, we're going to choose classic and choose world literature and classics there.
So do we do classics on its own or just do this?
No, just click that.
Yep.
In the genres, you tend to just choose what's already there.
Okay.
Don't go like because they're the things that people will be searching for.
Yep.
So we want antique and collectible. Now, what section have you got this in? The antique section or this is the normal book section?
Hold it. I'll just click this and let's go for a bit of a wander.
Because then we shouldn't have filled that all out, should we?
Oh,
No, you
book.
have.
Magazine.
Yay!
I may have done this after I talked to you once.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, good job. I was thinking there we've done all that work and thing.
Read the
Yeah.
book and get back to us next week.
Yeah. Country of manufacture will be United Kingdom. So if you type in UNI, you should get there.
Oh, so the published year was 80.
Yeah.
So then it is a first edition then.
Well,
we don't really know.
You can if it doesn't show. So on the publishing page, on the next one, next page, go to the next page.
Oh no! Well,
No.
that's all.
Maybe they're not in order. I thought I saw it on the page after that. If it's got, it'll have a publishing history on the publishing page. So if that's the only mention, then that is a first edition.
So where we're going? So we're going that. Then we're going. Oh God, my camera's crap. We're going straight to chapter 1, blank page.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, look, I would think it is a first edition.
It was the only reason I don't know is because all the books look the same. There's 20 books they look like they're produced at the same time. I doubt it. I mean, I don't know whether it was written prior and just published all at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might
get
more discovery before we go into that.
Yeah. But I mean, certainly if you can find out that it is. Am I going to call you? Am I going to call you Julie?
Did you just?
Oh my God! I just saw that. Can you guys see what he's written in there? Oh God, help me! That's almost worse than that's blasphemous. It's an old book.
This is an old book.
This is an old book.
Hello, my name's Captain Obvious.
Oh dear. Now, what I would suggest here is if you either with ChatGPT or just Google, if you put that actual edition in, it should actually tell you.
Just writing some notes.
It might, or go onto Books because there'll be other people that will have listed what the cover is, like whether it is leather or whether it's faux leather or whatever. And you can get some more booky type descriptions that you can put in there.
Well, that's booky. I used the word book.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah, it's a lovely. Well, let's just say it was leather. So you've got a green leather with gilt lettering, clear and crisp gilt lettering, illustrated. How tight are the bindings?
Well, it is together.
Are they wiggly or is it tight?
Well, they got. I mean, There is a bit of separation, but you can see the string.
Yeah, but I mean, is it sort of got looseness?
No, there's nothing coming out. Not of this.
Right.
This
So
was the only one that was together. That's why I
yeah,
got it.
yeah. So you can put the bindings are tight and intact. In that case, that's
Yep.
a term that you can use. And oh yeah, we'll squeeze it in. It's 8:25. We're doing well.
How did we do this?
Yeah, Bronwyn says, and I reckon so too. Bronwyn reckons it'll be leather, and I reckon it will be too.
Yep, because I don't know what a leather book should feel like. I mean, I'm not a reader. I played sport.
Yeah. Sometimes you can actually smell the leather.
No, I can't.
I know you can't, but sometimes you can. But I knew it was no good saying to smell it, because otherwise I would have told you to sniff it.
Yeah.
Look, on any other book, you probably don't need to worry about it quite so much. But because this is a really antique book, and we're going to blow it up because it's rare and all that sort of stuff, you want to try and give it a decent description, and then you also ask ChatGPT, like I did, what the book's about.
Yep.
And plop that into the description.
Yep. Well, I use Chatty now.
Yes. Now that you're aware of Chatty. And then Sandra says, look closely at the damaged corners, to see if there's any damage. And, you note that. And you put things like has some wear on the spine, or if there's any cracking in the spine, you can note that, all those sorts of things.
Yep.
But it's a beautiful book. It's got beautiful illustrations. It's everything about it is lovely. So there shouldn't be any reason why it shouldn't sell. Graham says, stab the book and listen to see if it moves. But no. So what have you got it listed for?
I've got it listed for currently at $59.93.
Yep. I would say if it is leather, which it's going to be, I'm going to say, but it would be just better to compare it with, if you could find another one on books or whatever, to be sure, that you can probably bump it up to 69 at least. But with those illustrations and everything in it, I'm going to say make it like at least $75, maybe $79.
Okay. Gives me more money to go out and buy more old books.
Yeah, exactly. Sandra says fibres should be able to see if leather. I'm not quite sure what you mean there. 4 minutes until lights out, everyone. Get ready for the bed at the nursing home. Exactly. I've got my nightie on, look. In case anyone noticed.
They're coming around soon with ice cream. Tea was late.
Books, I think that's meant to mean Biblio. Yeah, and they're two really good websites for looking up antique books. Graham's saying $99.99, which is, you could do that too. You just never know. Or list it for $1,000 like I did the one I sold last week, and sell it for $400.
I think I need
okay. So Sandra is saying check the corners, and you'll be able to tell. You should be able to tell by them whether it's leather from the damage.
I reckon from that. Now my camera's not going to show it up properly. That little corner, see that little bit that's coming out?
Yeah.
In front of my head?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's leather.
That looks leathery to me.
Yeah, I'm going to say it is leather, just from looking at that. And yes, if you like and subscribe, that would be wonderful, everybody. Good night. Good night, John.
Good night.